Once upon a time in the ancient land of India, there lived a noble and kind-hearted king named King Bhoja. He was not just a ruler, he was a man of wisdom, compassion, and deep love for his people. His kingdom was a place of peace and prosperity, where art, music, and knowledge bloomed like flowers in spring. People from faraway lands traveled just to see his court, admire the grand temples, and listen to the wise words spoken in his royal hall. But above all, they admired King Bhoja's sense of justice. He listened to everyone, rich or poor, with the same respect. One fine morning, as golden sunlight filled the palace halls, a man walked into the royal court. His clothes were simple. His back was slightly bent with age. His hands were rough, holding a small cloth bag. He didn't have gold or silver, but his eyes held something rare: hope. He walked up to the king, bowed deeply, and said with a calm voice, "Your Majesty, I have come with a humble request. I wish to create a statue of Lord Vishnu, so perfect, so lifelike, that anyone who sees it will feel the presence of the divine. I have failed many times, but I believe this time I can succeed." The court fell silent. The king leaned forward, curious, and asked, "How many times have you tried before?" The old man smiled gently and said, "This will be my 100th attempt. I have failed 99 times before, but I am not ready to give up." Suddenly, the court erupted with whispers and giggles. Some ministers scoffed. "Foolish old man, if he failed 99 times, what makes him think he can succeed now?" Others laughed and said, "Maybe he's dreaming too big for someone who carries a bag of tools instead of titles." But King Bhoja did not laugh. He raised his hand, and the room went quiet. With a warm voice, he said, "A man who fails 99 times and still wants to try again. He is not a fool. He is a true warrior of spirit. Let him try." The king's words echoed in the court like music. He didn't see failure as shame. He saw it as strength. And so, he gave the sculptor a quiet place near the temple, along with food, water, and all the tools he needed. There were no deadlines, no pressure, just a peaceful space to dream and create. From that day forward, the old man worked from sunrise to sunset. The sound of his chisel striking stone became like a gentle heartbeat near the temple. He prayed before every session, not asking for success, but for patience. He didn't rush. He didn't complain. He didn't worry about what others thought. He just kept going. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Soon people began to forget about him. Some thought he had failed again. Others said, "Maybe the king was wrong. Maybe the man has given up once more." But King Bhoja never forgot. Every now and then, he visited the sculptor. He didn't ask, "Is it done yet?" He simply sat by his side, watched him work, and offered a smile of encouragement. The sculptor didn't say much, but every time he lifted his chisel, his eyes said, "I will not give up." And then, one quiet morning, when the sun was soft and the birds were singing in the trees, the sculptor appeared in the king's court again. This time, he didn't look tired. He looked at peace. There was a gentle smile on his face. He bowed and said, "Your Majesty, the statue is ready." The king stood up. The ministers followed. The court, curious and excited, made their way to the temple. And there, standing tall in the warm light of the temple, was the statue. It was beyond anything anyone had ever seen. It didn't just look like a statue, it looked alive. The eyes of Lord Vishnu seemed to speak. The hands seemed to bless. The posture, the details, the feeling, it was divine. The court fell silent. No one laughed now. Some had tears in their eyes. Others folded their hands in prayer. Even the ministers who once mocked him now stood in silence, their heads bowed in respect. King Bhoja looked at the sculptor and said, "You didn't just carve a statue, you carved a lesson into our hearts. You've shown us the real meaning of never giving up." The old sculptor smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, every failure taught me something new. I never saw them as defeat. I saw them as steps toward success. I only stopped when I knew it was right." His words touched everyone present. That day, the kingdom didn't just witness a statue, they witnessed the power of perseverance. Dear friends, there is something beautiful in this story that we all need to remember. In life, we often give up after a few failures. We think, maybe I'm not good enough. We listen to those who laugh, who doubt, who say, it can't be done. But the truth is, failure is not the end. It is part of the journey. Just like the sculptor, every time you fail, you are learning. You are growing. You are moving one step closer to your dream. Remember, people may forget you while you're working. They may laugh at your journey. But when you finally rise, when your moment comes, they will stand in silence, just like they did for the sculptor. So never give up on your dreams. Even if it takes 100 tries, even if no one believes in you, believe in yourself, because your story might just inspire the world. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little hope today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll meet you again with another beautiful and powerful story just like this. Until then, be patient, be brave, and always keep going.